Because you don't know. Listen, do me a favour now. Get the away from me now, alright? Get away from me now, I swear down, alright? Otherwise I'll get a there, right? And I'll you down on this. Get off. Right?
What you this is? Get back! Get back! Get back!
Wales police have today released the body cam footage of the moment on November the 4th last year, where James Perry tried to attack two police officers with a knife. They had been called to her address due to him being threatening, and this was a common part of James's life, is being a bully and threatening a lot of people, mainly women and older people. And this story is definitely a warning of the route not to take in life. The police officers were called to the address and they found him hiding in a cupboard. It was then that he became angry and threatened to hurt the police. He then grabbed a knife and was waving it at the police before he was tasered. At the time of the incident, James was on bail for 2 assaults relating to beating 2 men around the head. One of them was a war veteran, and the object, believed to be a broken broom handle, left both of the men bleeding from the wounds. James is a father of 3 and he had previous convictions for GBH when he broke a man's jaw outside a bar in an unprovoked attack. The prosecution told Swansea Crown Court that Perry's series of offending started on the evening of November the 4th last year, when he turned up at the house of Derek Lewis in the Port Talbot area and confronted him over an incident involving his son earlier on. Perry told his victim he was going to smash his face in before a scuffle broke out and the defendant hit the victim over the head with an object. This left him bleeding and another man came out of his property and his name was Tequin Clark. He was the veteran and he came to try and help with the commotion and he ended up getting injured also. Mr. Perry then went on to smash up a car before he left that incident. Perry would later be arrested for them 2 assaults and interviewed, but he was bailed after he answered no comment to all of the questions. The court would later go on to hear that he had more offending, and this time it involved a woman. They said that he arranged to meet his former partner to collect some alloys from a lockup, and police sent messages where he'd been asking her to resume their relationship throughout the day. Perry would then go to the woman's house and smash up her 2 work vans, and armed himself with a shovel and also smashed up a car. The prosecution said the police went to his address the day after that he shared with his grandmother, following reports of a domestic disturbance. The defendant's grandmother opened the door and told the police that her grandson was upstairs. The 2 officers that attended were female and found Perry hiding in a wardrobe in the bedroom. The court heard the officers explained why they were there and told the defendant that he had to leave the house, but he became irate and started shouting. The officer followed the defendant after he left the room down to the ground floor, and he went into the kitchen, grabbed a large knife and he launched at one of the officers, PC Alicia Pontin. The defendant grabbed the constable, causing her to fall to the ground, and he stood over her brandishing the knife. This was the moment that the other PC, Katie White, entered the kitchen and drew her taser, and Perry responded by pointing the knife at his own throat and ignored repeated requests to stop. The officer involved in this first assault said in a statement that she was still reeling from the unprovoked attack and said she was fearful of being attacked again. In a statement from the Vietnam veteran that was attacked, he said he had undergone spinal surgery before the incident and this had aggravated it and also caused a lot of stress. Perry's ex, who was one of the victims also, said she was extremely frightened to be confronted by the defendant outside her house, and it brought back a lot of anxiety that she had previously suffered following the end of their relationship. James Perry from Sandsfield in Port Talbot had previously pled guilty to two accounts of assault occasioning ABH. Also 3 counts of criminal damage relating to a public order matter, 2 other counts of assaulting an emergency worker and threatening a person with an offensive weapon, and he had 7 previous convictions for 18 offences. The defence said that he suffered with anxiety and depression and he was very heavily medicated. And even though this is not an excuse, it was a combination with the alcohol he had consumed that led to this behaviour. The judge also included a discount for the guilty plea, and the recorder said in court that Perry was sentenced for 20 months in prison for the ABHs and 12 months for threatening somebody with a bladed article. He also got 1 month for criminal damage and 1 month for the public order offences. He will serve half of the sentence and is up for parole in 20 months. Chief Inspector James Ratty said the footage of the officers shows the dangers they face at any time. Police officers go above and beyond in their duty to protect people, and under no circumstances should they be assaulted or verbally abused. So I thought this story was really interesting, and I really want to hear what people have to say. Please don't forget to leave a comment below and follow on Scarcity Studios on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter and Facebook. I'll be back again very shortly.